Good morning. I just came down here to see if my little pest friends were around last night, and it looks like they weren't. So, I don't know. This is a mystery to me. I kind of feel like it's definitely mole or vole. Remember M, mole, V, vole. Stupid that they gave them names that rhymed, that animals that do similar things. So yeah, I just gotta keep on keeping on here. There was a point I wanted to make yesterday, and I thought I was recording videos when I actually wasn't. So my point yesterday was, and all this stuff is things that I'm learning along the way. Every day that I come down here, I have a to-do list, in my head. I have intentions of doing specific things. And what happens is, once I get down here and I discover whatever things that happened, then my to-do list kind of takes a back seat, has to take a back seat. So my point yesterday was that it's really good to be kind of flexible in this situation. This is teaching me a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm learning to be patient, and I'm learning to be, I'm learning gratitude, and I'm learning to be accepting of, when someone comes in and tears up your work. That's just part of it. Like, those guys are part of this ecosystem here. They do have a place in it. Because we're using organic growing practices. So don't use any chemicals or anything, and I don't intend to, and I don't intend to kill animals, and I'm learning patience by learning to work around those guys. Some of the things I can do to maybe discourage them, like a plant that they don't like the smell of, things like that. And the rest of it is, none of this stuff is meant to be perfect. These guys have been here longer than me, so I think it's a good idea just to accept some of that loss, and that's their part. That's the part that they get. That's fine with me. I just don't want the groundhogs coming in because they're like the worst. But given the opportunity last year to like trap them and relocate them, and other people were like, oh, just shoot them, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do any of those things. I'll do what I need to do to work around them, and it's all trial and error. When I come down here and I'm like ready to do one thing, and then I realize that something else really needs to be done right away because of whatever happened while I was sleeping, that decides. That's what's deciding what needs to be done. It's not really you. You have, an ideal of what you want to do, but sometimes you have to adjust your plan. And that's a good thing to kind of practice and learn to be, open to adjusting your plan. And that's it. That's all I really wanted to say this morning. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see y'all later. Bye. So this is what it looks like, what they do. You see, they like dig. They're digging, and they're digging, and they're digging, and here, but they're not, see, they're like circles. They're not eating the plants. They're just digging, see, digging. Unfortunately, what happens is if they're digging at the root of the plants, then they're messing the plants up, but they haven't touched any of this stuff, which I'm really happy about. This area's looking pretty good. This is coming around, so this is on the south side of my garden by the doorway, by the gate, and this is all my pallets. And I get a lot of sun in this area, so I plant tomatoes and peppers over here. So yeah, this area is looking pretty good, as long as I can keep things off of it. I've got some squash plants here too. There's some more things up there. I've been planting tomatoes like everywhere because I have tons of them. I don't know how these will do here. The guy on the right's looking pretty good. And there's a marigold in there. I think it's good to just try stuff. Like, I try to plant things in several areas so that I can figure out where they do well. You know, because there's the sun, and it's weird because from one side of this garden to the other, it are totally different pest things going on. So anyway, peppers. But what's cool about peppers is you can overwinter them, which means that you can trim them down, and you can either bring them inside, or if you have a little greenhouse or something, and they're perennial. And you just plant that same plant out for the next season, and it's already a mature plant, so you potentially get a better yield of peppers. This part of my project here is wrapping up, which is really cool. So I brought all these bricks down, you guys, 5 bricks at a time. But again, free material, and those are going to keep the erosion from happening, and it makes this pallet situation sturdy. So let me show you from the front here. Yeah, it's a lot of bricks, you guys. Lots of bricks. And then finally, what I've been doing over the past couple days is I've been leveling these pallets. So like I have this is a pallet under here with my grow bags on it, and I put the stepping stones in between so that I could, work on either side of it. And so I did the same thing here because this is a graded area. So I leveled this so it's nice and flat. And I'm actually going to put wire all the way around, like that open space there, and this open space here, and in the back and on the other side, because that just is, that's another spot where you can end up with critters, places for them to hide. I think that's the thing, is that you have to kind of diminish their opportunities. So this is the third one, and I just leveled that out yesterday, so that's nice and flat. And I'll put grow bags on there, and I'll probably line this area with buckets and just put flowers and things in it. This will just evolve over time, and I have to put some more stepping stones. I got to continue. This is going to go up over here on the side of this. This is the bed I'm working on today, where I've pulled all the material out of it because it was all weeds. And I'm gonna just kind of square it off, and I have some things to put in here, some more tomatoes and a couple of squash plants, I think, and then I'm gonna put some okra and amaranth and sunflowers. Okay guys, so the moral of today's garden story is be flexible with your plan of what you're going to do with your time, because sometimes you get railroaded by cute furry critters who are going to destroy all of your hard work. Anyway, have a great day. Bye.